Good afternoon, boys and girls, and what were those things called again that you were telling me about?
Porgs.
And porgs in between.
Porgs are coming soon, son.
It is I, Jules, here with Scott on the gaming channel, and we're going to be talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, if you played the beta or beta recently, you'll know that it's actually very, very fun.
It is.
I enjoyed every single moment that I had with it. However, it has raised a question which we're going to discuss now. There's no right or wrong side on this, but all I will say is, let's get ready to grumble! Because
I would say there's a wrong side.
Because the question is, has Star Wars Battlefront 2 messed itself already with its loot crate system?
Messed itself.
Messed it up.
Messed yourself, bro.
So basically, what it turns out is that when you compete in matches or when you log in, you're rewarded with daily crates that unlock different crafting options, weapons, taunts, character abilities and traits. As well, and that can be for vehicles as well.
Yep.
Now, people at first were like, oh, that's cool, because it allows for randomized progression and things like that, until people started to think, okay, does this now mean that there's a pay-to-win model in place where basically you can spend a load of cash on, say, the Assault Trooper class, get all of the abilities at rank gold, which means they're even better versions of what they were before, and dominate on the battlefront?
That is where this falls down, because the way that the system's set up is you have each character, say if it's hero or a specific class that you're playing as, you have like 2 additional card slots that you can unlock when your character gets leveled up. The problem is that if you equip any of the cards that you get from the loot boxes, it unlocks those slots. So like, say if you just sit there, because you can equip like X number of damage boosts or cooldown boosts or invincibility boosts or whatever, they can all be leveled up with the currency that you can get from the loot boxes. So say you start the game and you have an excess amount of cash. You sit there and you go, right, I'm going to upgrade Boba Fett. So you sit there and you put 100 quid into like
into like the Boba pack sort of thing, or the Heroes pack.
Yeah, it's the Heroes pack.
So choose an ability as an example. So he's got like a cooldown thing for his jetpack.
Yeah, missile barrage.
Barrage. So let's just say that you get the gold or platinum version of that, which cools it down by something like 30% or so. Or let's just say that that's the case. So I don't know if that's the actual stat. Now you're saying that that's a bad thing, that somebody wants to spend their money? They're free to do that.
Of course they're free to do it, but the problem is like more that you can combine them together. I think that is a problem, because that people can then fast track their way to victory. Like you could sit there and put the cash into it and rank up a character. So your first match has got damage boost, cooldown boosts, invincibility boosts.
But here is another counterpoint to this.
Go on. You
have to level up to a certain point to unlock the 3 slots.
You don't. That's what I'm saying.
What?
If you equip the cards, it unlocks the slots. So if you get a high level card from a pack, you'll unlock those slots. Therefore, you can equip more. You can equip more cards.
Wait, is that true?
That's why it's broken. Because you can literally pay to win.
So instead of getting from level 5 to level 12 to unlock the slots to even equip the cards, you're saying that if you get the card in that ability slot, you can just use it straight away?
Yeah, because your character level is based on the cards you have equipped. So
I was unaware that was the case.
That's why they've broken it. That's why it doesn't work.
Okay.
And they can fix this between now and the release.
Yeah.
But that's why people are getting all annoyed about it, because your character level is predicated on what cards you have equipped.
Yeah.
So if you get a good card, even if you keep rolling dice until you get good cards, you'll unlock those slots. So someone with more money can keep doing that until all those slots are filled with boosts.
So you could effectively be a specialist class that, having never really played as that character, but have unlocked cards for it and be maxed out level on those things straight away. Right, that I can see as being a problem, and hopefully they do address that after the beta testing has finished. But have you noticed any sort of spikes in weird gameplay things with people using it against you? Because I have to admit, when playing the game, I've found it to be very balanced and very fair. I found that the hero balancing they've done a fantastic job with that, because I now don't think, holy crap, every time I see Darth Maul, I think, if I plan this right, I've got some chance of beating him. Not like in the original one where it's like, I'm just dead. I'm just dead straight away.
I kind of had that experience. I was like, if any hero or villain comes through, I'm just wiped.
I tell you what, there would be, if I was on Hoth, and I would have a brown trail that you could clearly see in the snow from Battlefield 1 or Battlefront 1, but I tell you what, in this one I felt it was much more fair. Like, if you're teamed up with like 2 or 3 people, then taking down a hero isn't as big a deal.
Oh yeah, you can focus fire, which is like you can do it on Destiny as well. Another problem with all this loot-based stuff is that you cannot play your class, you cannot play any particular class in a way that benefits the upgrade system, because everything comes from the loot boxes. It doesn't, also credits are equally distributed across like all your whole team. So it doesn't matter whether you're MVP in the match,
you'll still
or you're
get, like,
just
a share
hanging
of
around
it.
in the corner.
Yeah.
You get the same amount, so there's no incentive to play well. But yeah, the problem is, like, you say you love playing as a sniper, you are not guaranteed upgrades that are befitting of a sniper. Like, you're just guaranteed random stuff from these loot boxes.
Right, well, you said that, but from my experience, when you did the daily challenges, you got specific boxes for it. So say I played, you kill 150 people with a blaster rifle as the assault class, you get an assault crate loot box. Now, that to me seems to suggest that you can play your class and keep playing it and you'll be rewarded for it.
Yeah, well, to some degree, but that's still from a pool of stuff that pertains to your character. That's what For Honor had.
Yeah.
Where it was like, you're still getting like random stuff that pertains to your character, but it's not a
did it bother
dedicated
you,
thing.
For Honor's system?
Well, For Honor's died. And like, I thought For Honor fell apart, especially when they started doing all the remixing with how much steel was worth and how much you could buy different stuff. They were like, oh, it's all cosmetic. But then different things, different damage boosts did affect the way that game played.
That's true.
And it's meted out in time. That thing has died on its arse because no one plays it anymore because it's broken. And even Destiny 2, like the tail end of Destiny 2 has fallen the hell off because a lot of the end game of that game is just RNG grinding to try and get better exotics.
I've seen lots of people getting stressy about this. And I think the thing is that there are ways to do free to play or fee to pay models, but
not in 60 quid games.
No, but this leads into another question. And I'm not saying that this is an acceptable practice, but is it worth the trade-off to have these randomized loot boxes for free DLC going forward with free story?
Why is that the trade-off, though?
Well, because it's the money that they're making from the loot boxes. They said we'll fund the amount that they can put back into it.
I would buy that if they weren't EA.
That's very true. That is, I mean, they're not hurting the character.
No, of course, and it's pure greed. Like, yes, that explanation works for something like Rocket League when Psyonix was small, and they did loot boxes as a way to fund their esports championship.
Yeah.
All that money was rerouted into to provide a winning pool for whoever won that championship. But EA do not need this. It's pure greed. And the thing is, like, the feel of this game, the structure of it, it's a mobile game.
Yeah.
Like, it's all pay-to-win type stuff. It's all random loot boxes. They want you to pay money to get more loot boxes, to get more upgrades. It's the same as something like Clash of Clans.
I would love to see the statistic breakdown of somebody doing like a side-by-side showing you what the cooldown changes, all the different cards, how they affect the gameplay that much, because it would be good to see how much a person who has bought their way into a skilled position.
Yeah.
But that, again...
You shouldn't have to.
But the difference is that this is still a skill-based game. Like, you could have a cooldown thing for your rocket pack at 30 seconds, but if you don't know how to use it, then it's about combat effectiveness versus cash.
I think the problem is, say you got killed on the battlefield, Battlefront, and then you were like, you have to then think, well, I wonder if that person had mods equipped.
I wish it showed you their loadout properly, because I don't think it shows.
No, it doesn't show you right now.
It just shows you what gun they used, didn't it? It didn't show you what... But I would like to know that.
It invites that question, and as soon as you've done that, your game is fundamentally not that competitive anymore.
Yeah.
And fundamentally, for me, it makes all of these ancillary systems to do with XP grinds and loot grinds and random boxes and everything feel like bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Because the meat of it is just, hey, look at this gorgeous scenery, have a bit of fun with Star Wars, which can be fine.
Yeah.
But then don't manipulate it in this way that asks fans to cough up more money to get the better weapon so they can play better.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that being an issue, and I wasn't aware of the beta problem that you said about unlocking.
I'm hoping that they'll change it.
That will fix that. They might have done it just so it gets people involved in the game quicker.
Maybe.
I don't know, but. I will say that Battlefront 1 suffered from many problems, but one of the biggest ones was that once people hit a certain level, you'd see people just adopting the same loadout. Like everyone would be rocket pack, rocket launcher, or like slug thrower and whatever, and it would just be a case of you would be fighting the same people, at least this way, at least with the randomness. And I'm not defending this, I'm just saying this will have variance on the battlefield for a while.
That's a really good point, because like that was the thing you said, like you and Ewan as well both said, like this encourages more varied play, and it does, but it also forces more varied play, which is a problem.
Yeah, if you just want to play the sniper, then,
or anybody, you should have the choice. You paid 60 quid for the damn thing. Yeah. You shouldn't be sitting there going like, well, I just got a drop for like this other. I got an emote for something else. Like, you should be able to pick your class. Like for me, immediately I start thinking of other games with class systems. I think of Skyrim. If Skyrim give you a random perk when you leveled up, it would be crap. Like, it doesn't work.
I would love it if the loot box was explained in a much more. In a way that kind of was like, okay, you will get one uncommon item, and the uncommon item will always be a weapon of some sort or a card. You'll always get one of those. Then you'll always get an emote, like or a victory pose.
Overwatch style.
And then you'll get some crafting items, but that's randomly generated as to how much you get. Like if that was how it worked, and you knew that was the thing every single time, I think I would feel less gambling, because I would just be like, cool, I'm getting a weapon.
Because that's the thing. The crux of it is that this is a gambling mentality.
Yeah.
Like video games obviously aren't classed as gambling in the same way as slot machines or whatever. But it's totally the same thing. Pay money to have a random random guess on this random loot box, and maybe you'll get what you want. Yeah. If not, try again. Another problem with the loot-based stuff is that to upgrade the guns, you need a specific type of currency. You need crafting components.
Oh yeah, crafting components.
And you only get things like 20 or 30 from a loot box if you're lucky, if you happen to get them.
Yeah.
Upgrading a gun takes like a couple of thousand or a
That's
few
why
hundred.
I was saying if you got some, you were guaranteed to get some everything. Then you
because you're not though. Building. Like I already saw Angry Joe crunch the numbers on this and realized that to even upgrade like all the guns in the game, say if we go with the assumption that each class has 3 guns, therefore 12 across the all 4 classes.
Yeah.
He like calculated that it would take you 720 crates to even upgrade all those guns, and that's if every 720 lands and gives you the thing that you want every time.
Yeah, and you're not going to get a crate every single game, are you? So
that's a lot of grinding. I mean, that's what killed For Honor, because the fans just crunched the numbers and were like, this is going to take...
It's not maintainable.
Yeah, and it was like 60,000 hours of game time to unlock everything. That's what... It was something ridiculous for Honor. And obviously that game fell the hell apart because people don't want that grindy... If you feel like you're being manipulated, you probably are. Like when it comes to video games. And this thing out the gate... Well, hopefully they fix it. But from the beta... For me, this rubs me the complete wrong way because everything else was going so well.
Understandable, and you know what? Like, it's something that I'm really interested to see how EA responds to this because they do usually put out some sort of responses to when fan backlash like this comes out.
Yeah.
And they have made a massive endeavour to try and improve on mistakes of the past, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to make any new mistakes. You know what I mean? So
well, it was
we'll
also
have to see how that goes.
It was also good. Like they had the free maps and the story modes in there.
It was
we've rejiged the card system. Yeah, and it was it's all going to be really really well. And then you get to just before it's released. No, by the way, we've got this system we didn't tell you about.
Well, fingers crossed it does get resolved or something changes, or we at least get an explanation as to how.
How do you think they could fix it?
I think that if you had you knew that you're going to get a guaranteed X, and X, and I think that would be put a lot of people to.
Because I think,
or if they said that the daily challenges, if you were to complete the daily challenges, you would get 3 boxes and 4 boxes, 1 for each class. So it's spread out fairly.
Something more specific.
Like, you know what I mean? Like doing stuff like that. But we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, let us know what you thought about the beta, or beta, if you want to say that. Beta Austin, and in the comments down below what you thought of it, who your favourite characters were, if you've got a favourite hero. Mine is Han Solo. I really enjoy playing as him.
I do like Han Solo. I do like Rey as well.
I really enjoyed the dogfighting Starfire mission.
That stuff was great. What the hell's up with the controls? There's a probably topic for a different video, but still
they flipped it. The control. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go on to that. So we're gonna be playing this quite a lot more on its upcoming release, and we'll definitely give you a review on it. But let us know what you think about the loot boxes. Do you think that's going to affect the gameplay and the sort of mentality of the Star Wars Battlefront? But until then, I've been Jules.
I've been Scott.
And we'll see you soon.